Coin Patrol, coins and collectibles.
Hello everybody. Well, today I'm going to have a look at a dandy comic from 1973. This one dates from Tuesday the 20th of October 1973 and it was delivered to 59 Fields Road, and that's where my nan lived. She used to get all the comics for the cousins. I was one of them. It's about 12-13 of us, I think, and I kept this one. Got quite a few of them, but this one was actually mine. The dandy was first published in 1937 and Corky the cat was on the front cover back then. And there's a little story about him selling vacuum cleaners or something like that, is it? And he ends up catching a fish with one. And on the second page, Monkey Business. I don't remember Monkey Business much. I don't know whether that was in there for long. Certainly was one of my favourite stories. This was one of my favourites. So Desperate Dan still is. Now the dandy was last printed in 2012 and then it went online for about a year, but that didn't work out very well. But they still release the album every year, so Desperate Dan still carries on. Next page is Robin Hood School Days. I don't know whether I remember these Robin Hood School Days. It's another one I don't really remember. Did it run for very long? I don't know. Next page, Dirty Dick, and I remember Dirty Dick. Right, okay, let's read this one then. It says, today is your lucky day. A series of lucky events will leave you speechless. Black is your lucky colour. Golly, that's my birthday forecast in Mum's paper. What the stars foretell. Ah, there's Jimmy pretending to be a ref. I'll sneak up behind him and tell him how lucky I'm going to be. Jimmy, guess what? This is my lucky day. Gulp. Ooh, sorry chum, but from the back you look just like my pal Jimmy. And I'm sorry you swallowed your whistle. Beep, beep, beep. You can't outlaugh him. It hasn't been much luck for that lad, and he's certainly been left speechless. Later. A black cat. Oh, that's lucky for sure. And a black dog too. Oops, woof. Ah, my birthday forecast didn't say a word about this. Good lad, hold him. Thanks, son. Blackie ran out when I wasn't looking. Come back to the house and we'll reward you for stopping him. Don't do it, Dick. Don't go back to his house. It's not a good idea. Ah, maybe Black is going to be lucky after all. There, son. A bottle of homemade lemonade and corked nice so you won't spill it. Thanks, governor. Wonder what the stuff tastes like. Golly, it didn't half jam the cork in. Oh, I can't get it out. Oh, there's the clumsy idiot who made me swallow my whistle. Maybe I can loosen it with my teeth. Oi, let's see how you like it. Slap on the back, take that. Ugh, gulp. Glug, glug, glug. The birthday forecast said events would leave Dick speechless. They certainly done that. He swallowed the perishing cork. Oh no, he could choke. Now I've got the talking ball. You don't have to stay here, you know. You can always go off and watch a coin video or something. There's loads of them out there. The talking ball, I never liked that at all. I just didn't get it. I didn't understand it. It was just a ball that talked. And to be honest, it just talked a load of balls. And look, it burst on some tin tacks. It wasn't even a hard boy, but it's just rubbish. It's the most boring story. And there's some gypsies. Most boring story, talking ball. I hated it. And now we've got the letters page, my top story. I never used to read these when I was a kid, but I think now they're my favourite part of a comic. Okay, what's this one say then? Last weekend my family and I went to stay with my aunt and uncle in Wales. We went for a walk around the gardens of a folk museum. Mum was on the path looking at the roses. Suddenly a voice from the other side of a hedge said, "Would you please get off the grass?" "But I'm on the path," replied Mum in a meek tone of voice. "Well, stay on the path and not on the grass," the voice answered. What's going on here? My mum was a bit worried by now. All of a sudden my uncle leapt out from behind the bush. What a laugh! He had been the man speaking from behind the hedge all along. Ha ha! That's from Anne Bissett in Pitford in Surrey. I've got to tell Sue that one. Sue? Yeah? Listen to this. Look. Last week last weekend, my family and I went to stay with my aunt and uncle in Wales. We went for a walk around the gardens of a folk museum. Mum was on the path looking at the roses. Suddenly, a voice from the other side of the hedge said, "Would you please get off the grass?" Well, I thought that was a gardener. Who would you think it was? Yeah, the gardener. Yeah, I'd have thought that. "But I'm on the path," replied Mum. Wow. You know, she's on the path and this bloke's saying, "Keep off the grass." Guess who it was? It was Anne who wrote the letter. It was her uncle. He was behind the hedge all along. I think I'm going to have to ring me mum and tell her that one. Hi Mum. Yeah, I'm just reading this thing in this dandy I've got. Yeah, the dandy, you know, the comic from 1973. Anyway, this girl called Anne, she went to a garden, you know, a sort of public garden, and her mum was looking at the roses, and this boy said, "Please keep off the grass." Who do you think it was? Yeah, we thought the gardener as well. No, it wasn't the gardener. It was her uncle all along, who jumped out behind the bush, and it was him. What a laugh! Yeah, it was a cracker, isn't it? Yeah, Anne's her name. Yeah. See you up. Bye. Oh, I've got to tell my son Andrew about. Is Andrew upstairs? Yeah. I think he's live streaming. I've got to tell him. Guess who it was? I bet you think it's the gardener. Guess who it was? It was our uncle. It was our uncle. Brilliant. Right, you can pause it to read that one if you like. What else we got then? The dog, what's that? Right, about 3 years ago, when our dog Brandy was a puppy, we had 2 kittens as well. The butcher used to give large bones to Brandy, but when he began to chew one end, the kittens would chew the other end. Oh dear, that's a bit bad, because Brandy could bite their heads off. Dogs don't like sharing their bones. Brandy, oh yeah, that's it, Brandy, bones. Brandy is still great pals with Ginger and Pickles, so they were alright then. And now he's got a third friend, our new kitten Jet, and that's from Lindsay. Oh, okay. And there's the, what the hell's that dog doing there? That's a bit dodgy, isn't it? If you just sort of get it there, like that. It's a bit worrying. Right, what else we got then? A creepy sheepy. While on holiday in Scotland with my family, we visited part of the coast the locals called Sandy Hills. My sister and I went to explore a cave named the Piper's Cave, which is meant to contain bloodstains of a piper and his dog. Just as we entered the cave, a frightening noise came from above. After taking a look around, we found that the noise was coming from a sheep which had fallen from the field above into a crevice in the roof of the cave. It was such a weird noise, we thought that the ghost of the pub... Hang on a minute. I'm worried about the sheep now. Was it alright or not? Did you call the vet? That's what I want to know. Amanda Boatwright. Amanda, if you're watching this, could you please contact me, please, on coinpatrol@hotmail.com. I need to know whether that sheep was okay. Thank you. Now I've got a couple of adverts here. Look, Bunty, free in Bunty. Some twin trendy bangles. How much was Bunty? 3p. Bunty was. I don't think I used to have that. And then we got some super fighting planes of World War II. That's in the Hornet and the Hotspur. Doesn't say the price of that though, does it? Hornet and no. Now I've got Winker Watson. I think Winker Watson has been in the dandy for years. Always in trouble. Always knocking the police off their bikes and things like that. Bit of Keystone copy. Eton versus the Keystone Cops, that sort of thing. And now I've got here Jack Silver. Story about what is Jack Silver? Not sure what he's supposed to be, but I always found it a bit weird. Look, a giant maggot there eating through the glass to get a strawberry. Flying machines and stuff like that. Very strange. Now I've got Quick Nick. I never used to read that. It was too busy. It was too hard to read, and there's too much to read. So I think I never bothered with that. Quick Nick. The Lightning Lockpicker of London. Right, we come to the last page now. A bully beef and chips. Right, shall we look through this one? Yeah, go on then. Okay then. Hi lads, do you like my new cowboy hat? Super Chips, smashing. Look, there he is. There's Bully Beef looking around the corner. Hi Chips. Wow, I can't see now. Good then, you won't know what's coming to you. He's going to punch him. He's a horrible git, that Bully Beef, wasn't he? Never liked him much. Oof, look at that, right in the stomach. You will feel it though. Oh no. Look at that, he's winded on the floor. And Bully's saying, did I ever show you my version of the Mexican hat dance, Chips? Cut it out, you rotter. Because you'd say that, wouldn't you? Cut it out, you rotter. Now, what you'd really say was, and they're saying, bah, it's ruined. Grrr, you rotter. They call him the rotter a lot, don't they? And what's this then? Here's a hat that would suit Boofy. Just look at the size of it. Oh, that's Chip's voice. Must look into this. I'll have that. Sure, Beefy, it's a 10-gallon hat. I wonder what's going to happen here. Try it on, Beefy. Gloob, sploosh. That's what it's for, Beefy. Oh, it's getting soaked. Help, turn it off. Right, lads, I'm passing round the hat to buy Chip a new cowboy hat. Good idea, he deserves it. I'll help. See, they're his real friends, not this git over here. What a horrible bloke. Anyway, there we are. That's a quick look at the dandy from, as I say, the 20th of October 1973. I'll probably do coins in the next video.